The Universal Xenobiology Academy's lecture hall buzzed with the nervous energy of first-year students. Professor Zixthar, a distinguished Valkyrian with crystalline skin that refracted light into dancing patterns, stood at the center podium, her four eyes scanning the assembled class of 53 beings from across the galaxy. "Today," she announced, her voice resonating through the translation implants each student wore, "you will present the most significant medicinal contribution from your homeworld. This exercise will demonstrate the diversity of healing approaches across our galactic community." One by one, students approached the presentation platform. Kadan, a methane-breathing Thracian, displayed a sophisticated nanomesh that could reconstruct cellular damage at the molecular level. The Aquilian representative, her translucent form shimmering under the lights, projected holographic images of coral-derived compounds that could halt the aging process in 17 known species. Each presentation was met with appreciative clicks, hums, and gestures of respect. The medicines were elegant, scientifically advanced, and often required complex manufacturing processes involving quantum computing or genetic manipulation. Then it was the humans' turn. Marcus Chen walked to the platform carrying nothing but a simple glass container filled with a thick, golden substance. The other students leaned forward in their seats, their various sensory organs focused on this peculiar specimen. Humans were still relatively new to the galactic community, having achieved faster-than-light travel only 40 years prior, and their inclusion in the academy was considered somewhat controversial. "This," Marcus began, holding up the container, "is honey." Professor Zixthar's optical sensors adjusted focus. "Please elaborate, Student Chen." "Honey is produced by insects on Earth called bees. They collect nectar from flowers, process it in their stomachs, and then regurgitate it into honeycomb cells where it concentrates into this substance." A wave of revulsion rippled through the classroom. The Valkyrian professor's crystalline structure flickered with what appeared to be disgust. A student from Proxima Centauri Prime actually gagged, despite lacking a conventional digestive system. "You're presenting insect vomit?" asked Thrix, a six-limbed Mantarian whose species prided themselves on medical sophistication. "As medicine?" "Yes," Marcus replied calmly. "Humans have used honey medicinally for over 8,000 years. "Primitive," someone muttered from the back row. Marcus smiled. "Perhaps. But let me explain what this insect vomit can do." He activated his own holographic display. Honey has natural antibacterial properties due to its low water content, acidic pH, and the presence of hydrogen peroxide. It's effective against antibiotic-resistant bacteria, including MRSA. The murmuring quieted slightly. It promotes wound healing by maintaining a moist environment and providing a protective barrier. Clinical studies have shown it reduces healing time for burns and surgical wounds. It has anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidants, and can soothe respiratory infections when consumed. Professor Zixthar's crystals had stopped flickering. "Continue." "Honey never spoils. We found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. It requires no refrigeration, no special storage, no complex preservation technology. A farmer with a few wooden boxes can produce it. A child can harvest it. It's accessible to the poorest communities and the most advanced hospitals alike." Marcus opened the container. The sweet aroma filled the lecture hall's atmosphere processors, which quickly analyzed and displayed the chemical composition. The data began streaming across multiple screens: complex sugars, enzymes, minerals, vitamins, phenolic compounds. "Your databases show over 180 different substances in this single sample," Marcus continued, "many of which your scientists are still cataloging. It's effective across species barriers, too. I've been working with Dr. Velkris in the medical wing. Honey successfully treated an infected wound on a Dravian patient last week when synthetic antibiotics failed." The classroom was silent now. Every student stared at the simple golden substance with new understanding. "But here's what makes honey truly remarkable," Marcus said, his voice quiet but carrying through the hall. "Bees don't make it for us. They make it for themselves as food for their colony. Humans simply learn to coexist with them, to take some while leaving enough for the bees to survive. The medicine is a byproduct of symbiosis, not domination." He paused, letting that sink in. "We didn't engineer it in laboratories or design it through quantum calculations. We observed nature, respected it, and learned to work with it. The bees evolved over millions of years to create something that protects them, and it happens to protect us too. Thrix, the Mantarian student who had scoffed earlier, raised a limb. But surely your species has moved beyond such primitive remedies. We use advanced medicine too, Marcus acknowledged. Nanosurgery, genetic therapy, synthetic organs. But we never abandoned honey. Why would we? It works. It's renewable. It's sustainable. Some of our most advanced hospitals still apply medical-grade honey to wounds because sometimes the ancient solution is still the best solution. He held up the container again, the golden liquid catching the light. Every species here has shown incredible medical technology. Technology that requires factories, energy, rare elements. This, he gestured to the honey. This requires flowers, bees, and time. It's medicine that regenerates itself, that costs almost nothing to produce, that empowers even the poorest to heal themselves. Professor Zixthar approached the platform, her crystalline form refracting thoughtfully. She extended a manipulator appendage and Marcus offered her the container. She analyzed it with her integrated scanners, her optical sensors widening. Remarkable, she said finally. Humans discover faster than light travel and still harvest medicine from insects. I must admit, when I reviewed your presentation proposal, I nearly rejected it as inappropriate. I understand, Marcus said. It does sound absurd. No, the professor corrected. It sounds wise. We have spent millennia developing technology to solve every problem, assuming complexity equals superiority. Perhaps we have forgotten to look at what nature already provides. She turned to address the class. This human has taught us something today. Advanced civilization should not mean abandoning what works. It means knowing when to use sophisticated technology and when simple solutions suffice. She handed the honey back to Marcus. I suspect Student Chen's presentation will be discussed in xenobiological circles for years to come. The medicine that is not engineered but partnered with. The healing that requires no factory but a field of flowers. As Marcus returned to his seat, he caught the eyes of his classmates, some still skeptical, others thoughtful, a few clearly impressed. He smiled to himself. Humanity had arrived in the galactic community, not with the most advanced technology or the most powerful weapons, but with a simple truth. Sometimes the best solutions were the ones nature had already figured out. And sometimes wisdom meant knowing when to embrace complexity and when to celebrate the elegant simplicity of insect vomit in a jar. The golden honey seemed to glow under the lecture hall's lights, a tiny piece of earth and its partnership with bees, now shared with the galaxy.